5 trucks are just sat on the other side of the border right now. They've not reached the communities they need to reach. And, let me describe what is on those trucks. This is baby food, baby nutrition. There are 14,000 babies that will die in the next 48 hours unless we can reach them.
After an 11-week-long airtight blockade of food, fuel, and aid coming into Gaza, and with widespread famine now a daily reality for the people there, the announcement of Israel's new military ground operation further into the territory, Netanyahu's complete intransigence in changing course as if his political position literally depends on it, hint it does, the renewed mass bombardment of an already utterly shelled territory, and the death of up to now at least 53,573 Palestinian people, as well as the UN's humanitarian chiefs warning yesterday that as many as 14,000 Palestinian babies in Gaza could die in the next 48 hours, and the leader of the opposition Democrats going on Israeli radio to declare his country was now killing babies as a hobby, not to mention the complete filth that keeps coming out of the finance ministers and the security ministers' mouths. The EU has just, in response, agreed to review its trade agreement with Israel. Once again, humanity saved. Great job, EU. You know what? Not so great. It's not great. In fact, it's pretty fucking poor. And it immediately begs the question, we still trade with Israel? We haven't even sanctioned the country headed by a guy wanted by the International Criminal Court for crimes against humanity. You don't get those for parking tickets. A country that to this day is still illegally annexing stolen land that isn't theirs, and we trade with those guys. But Putin and even the EU's certifiably shit response is better than the American response, which has been try to deport all the pro-Palestinian people out of the country. Truly the land of the free. In fact, the freedom seems overwhelming. But why? Why do American politicians, we'll get to Western politicians in general later on, and I'm not talking about Trump, I'm talking about the rest of them. We all know where Trump stands on Gaza. But why do the rest of them so steadfastly refuse to stand up for Palestinian rights? Money. Shit, I spoiled it. I'm not really good at this. So let's get the help of someone infinitely better to break this down for us. Introduce him, progressive number 23.
Now, there's someone here today who's been waging that righteous fight for a long time. The guy you guys came here to see. The oligarchs hate him. Oh, they really hate him. That tells you something. So I am proud to introduce a guy who doesn't need much of an introduction. Senator from Vermont, Bernie Sanders.
From the communist gulags of Vermont, slayer of billionaires, emanator of the burn, Bernie Sanders. Please explain it, sir.
That what is going on in Gaza right now is horrific, that we are seeing children right now as we speak starving to death, massive malnutrition.
Your fellow Vermonter, Ben of Ben & Jerry's, was actually at one of the hearings I believe you were at yesterday and was dragged out when he was making that protest.
Right. But why do you think more Democrats are not speaking up on that issue?
Money?
Yeah, of course. If you speak up on that issue, you'll have super PACs like AIPAC going after you in the same way Elon Musk goes after Republicans. So what people have got to understand is right now where the corrupt campaign finance system is about is that billionaires can put unlimited amounts of money. Why do you think Elon Musk has been the most powerful person in government. It has everything to do with $270 million he donated to make sure that Trump got elected. That is a corrupt system. And if we're ever going to have a government of the people, we need to change it.
And billionaires can put unlimited amounts of money, check. Corrupt system, check. Democracy, and just to illustrate why the system is so fucked up, let's check out Steven's response, who is by no means a dumb guy.
In the meantime, because that might take a little while to fix that system, and I mean this not facetiously, shouldn't the Democrats get their own billionaires to be threatening Democrats?
In the meantime, shouldn't our side just get more corrupt? No, for fuck's sake, Steven. Billionaires spending money in politics is what corrupts the fucking system, Steven. Getting them to spend even more money ain't gonna fix things. Bernie?
No, no.
Thank you. Anyway, we're fucked. And just to stick the point home, we have Bernie elaborating a bit more about this with the bros.
I happen to believe that providing more military aid to Netanyahu's extreme right-wing government to do the horrible things that are going on in Gaza right now, as you may know, as we speak, it's horrible.
Absolutely.
Children are starving to death.
Absolutely.
Malnutrition, growing, and all that stuff. All right. I introduced legislation to say we're going to block the sale of certain military weaponry to Israel. I got 15 Democrats to support me. I got 0 Republicans. Why do you think more Democrats didn't support me? Because if Democrats support me, they will have to take on AIPAC. You mentioned Jamal Bowman.
Yeah.
Well, that's what you're talking about.
What'd they spend, like 15 or 20 million to get him out of there? Exactly. This is up in Westchester, too.
You got it.
Okay.
Cory Bush in Missouri, St. Louis, was defeated. A woman in the state of Washington, Pramila Jayapal's sister ran. So if you want to speak out against Netanyahu's government and oppose military sales, AIPAC, which is also funded by billionaires who support both Democrats and Republicans, so we'll go after it.
How can they do this effectively? Like, how can they sway a vote if the people don't support the idea?
You know how you do it?
How?
This is rather amazing. Great question. You don't talk about the issue.
Oh, you make that person so radioactive.
Yeah. Right. They didn't talk. When they went after I was up in Westchester.
Now you're undermining the democratic process.
I was up in Westchester campaigning for Bowman.
Yeah.
And I supported Cory Bush as well. To the best of my knowledge, and I'm 99% sure I'm right, they didn't say one word about Israel.
So with all those unlimited funds swishing around American elections to drive anyone out with any ounce of humanity for Palestinians, it's important to remember what the human cost of this is. And we have a Reuters report after speaking to a father of 4 at a soup kitchen in Gaza. Mahmoud says he has been regularly waiting in crowds for up to 6 hours to obtain food and sometimes returns empty-handed. I have a sick daughter. I can't provide her with anything. There is no bread. There is nothing. The 39-year-old told the news agency, I'm here since 8 in the morning just to get one plate for 6 people while it is not enough for one person. That's the cost inflicted on millions. So the genocide continues. The crime against humanity continue. Israel is now allowing a ridiculously inadequate amount of aid to flow through to avoid major accusations of starvation while keeping them barely surviving. And the EU, not vulnerable perhaps to pro-Israel super PAC money, but still vulnerable to US interests and pressures, might change its trade deal with Israel. Anything else? Oh, and Biden has cancer.
So